Hello, everybody. It's been some time since I have done a Facebook Live for you. I used to do them all the time, and I was just thinking tonight before I got changed from going out to dinner with some of my daughters to get on here and share some of my thoughts because it's been an amazing few weeks and an amazing few months. And, many of you have been following, I think it was last week already. Last week we had an amazing Packard reunion with over 150 people. 150 people at our reunion, and it was so cool to have so many family members in one area all together and sharing, things like that. And it's been nonstop since then. It's been like, just gathering and having so many things happening with family. And then we have another family reunion coming up next month in Mexico, actually, with my brother and his wife and all of our kids. And tonight we did an amazing dinner at one of my daughter's birthday because they're going out of town for the 4th of July, all the things. And I just had to stop and think, we just got back with, like I say, me and my 4 daughters, and we just, laughed and had good food. We had a great waiter, and I was thinking how tired I was, just because it's just been I've been so busy. And I was thinking about, sometimes we get so involved in doing the things that we're doing that we forget to take the time to do the things that really matter. And I'm always so glad that I do. I did. Hi, Mary, how you doing? Like whenever I'm like, I just don't know if I want to go, whatever. And I'm always glad I do. Or I did. It's so late. I can't remember I'm thinking, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of times that you may have an opportunity to spend time, with family or friends or go to those. It may not have to even be like a reunion or a special event. It just can be anything, just like spending time with your kid or your spouse or your friend or a phone call, and the things that really matter. And I was watching one of my grandsons the other day. I took him to play at a McDonald's playground while we were watching him, and I noticed that he got stuck in the slide, the big playscape or whatever. And normally he has all his cousins or his siblings, to help him go up and down and go through. And I could hear him crying, and I was just like, looking up and thinking, oh, what's going on? And he didn't know his way down. And this little girl just came over and goes, oh, let me go get him. And she helped. And I was like, man, like it just kind of melted my heart, to think about like how there are still such kind people in the world, and even like the smallest of gestures, right? So, tonight, I don't know, my heart is just so full of like, when I think about like my family and my grandkids and just, I'm going to be a senior citizen this year for my birthday coming up in October. Still far away. But I think about it, and I think about like, some of the things that, have happened over the last however many years of our life, and the things and the lessons that we learn on a daily basis. And I think that, I don't know, like I've just really been feeling it lately. Maybe you've noticed, like I'm not as active on here as far as being live and everything, but because, I'm either like doing like my business or whatever, but a lot of spending time, just with my family. And that was one of the reasons we moved to San Antonio, to be around all of them. And every day it's just an adventure, and I'm just loving it. I'm just thinking, I don't know, just, I think about that one time whenever I was listening, and they were talking about like, if today was, if you didn't know, like if tomorrow was going to be, the last day that you'd be here on this earth, what would you be doing and who would you be spending your time with? And I think about that. I talk about that in my podcast a lot. And, if I were not going to be here tomorrow, what would I be doing today? And that's such a cool thought to think about, because like, ask yourself, like, would you be, acting differently and treating people differently if you knew that like today was your last day on earth? I mean, I think we would all get up early and like literally savor every last moment. We wouldn't be, stressing about the dishes and stressing about whether the garage was cleaned out or all the different things. I just think that, can you imagine like if we lived our day like that on a daily basis, of living like that, what would we be doing? And I think that the answer. I know the answer, but I don't know. I've just been having a lot of cool moments like that make me reflect and make me think about, like the way that I should be spending my time, I guess, because I don't know, there's a lot of things that we could be doing with our time. And, we all have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And, we have to ask ourselves, like, how do we want to be spending our time? And is what I am doing today, helping me and what I'm doing for tomorrow? Whether that's, like I say, creating your moments with your family or your loved ones, your special friends or whatever. And sometimes the answer, may be to, well, I'm going to put my business on hold today and go jump on the trampoline with the grandkids or whatever, It's just interesting when you have a different perspective about, how you want to be in your life. And so I've really been thinking about that lately. And tonight, we just, like I say, had such an amazing time with my daughters tonight for Jana's birthday coming up on Monday, but she's leaving town. So we celebrate it today. And I, as tired as I was today, I'm just like so glad, that I went. And I think that, it's just a great thought to share with you. Like, maybe, you are experiencing some of the same things, same feelings or whatever. And I don't know, it's been a while since I've been on here. So I just wanted to get on here and say hello. And I really am going to get back to my podcast. It's called Joy Reveals. For those of you who don't know, it's on the Apple iTunes app. It's also on the Stitcher app and many other platforms. And I really have been wanting to get back to that. And so I thought, okay, tonight I'm just going to start, with sharing, Facebook Lives again and thoughts with you, because, like as I have them, it's almost kind of like, nice to share with you, because like, it's kind of like my journal almost. And, just like having those moments that you want to remember. I love it when, 10 years ago, Facebook says, hey, 10 years ago, you were doing this with your family or with your kids or whatever. And you can look back at that moment. You can look at that video or that picture and say, and it brings back all the feels, right? It brings back all of the thoughts and the laughter and the memories of what that had happened. And so I love it. I love to, many of you who know me know that I love to capture moments and capture memories. And it's so cool to be able to, look back at that and know that those were just happy times, right? I know we all go through our days and they're not always perfect, right? We're going to have our really hard moments on a daily basis as well. But every single day, surely there is something in your day that you can look back on, hopefully, if you're thinking about it, consciously thinking about it, and can say, I remember, these good things that were happening on this day. Like, I think I talked a little bit about the 5-minute gratitude journal. I'm getting back to that. Like when you wake up in the morning, you write 3 things that, you hope for it to happen, right? And then in the evening time, you review your day and think about all the things that had happened. And you're grateful for that too. You're grateful for what happened, but you also look at your day and you may find some things that were not perfect and that you were angry at somebody or, or something didn't go right, or I don't know, some mishap on a credit card, bill didn't get paid or whatever. That's happened to me so many times. And, if we just look at it and think, surely, in every single day, if we look for it, if we're consciously thinking about it, there are good moments in our day, even when there are so many horrible things that might be happening in the world and around us on an everyday basis. Like, we do have, and I'm so into that lately too, like being able to control like what we do. There's a lot of things that happen in our life that are out of our control and that we can't do very much about. And, it's whenever, you have to take a step back and think, okay, well, I do have control on who I am and how I feel and what I do about the situation, So I challenge you on that. I think I have a podcast episode on that, and the fact that there is some good in every day, right? And that if we would like take our moments, like at the very beginning of the day, I think about like, having 8 kids. I think about, okay, I spent time with this person, the other day, and now I want to spend time with that person. And if we consciously make that effort, to be thinking about it, I think it helps us, to create those moments that we talk about so much and, to create like those memories that we want to do. Also, sometimes, like I say, like I had these piles of laundry the other day as we came back from this reunion, this Packard reunion a few weeks ago, or was it even just last week? And, there was just so much laundry to do. But then there were other things like going swimming with the grandkids or, having a phone call with a friend or whatever it is. And that suddenly, I'm always so grateful that I like put the other thing on hold because, at the moment it seemed important, but it really wasn't. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. It's late here. I'm really, really tired. It's been a day, but I hope that you can tune in to, it's called Joy Reveals. It's my podcast. Like I say, it's on iTunes. It's on the Stitcher app. It's on many other platforms. You can just look for it and see. And I'm hoping to get back to my episodes and sharing my thoughts with you. And anyway, hope y'all are having an amazing night. I will talk to you guys another time very soon.